Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel, I'll be providing some stock analysis and also an update on our $1 Million Challenge, so please stay tuned. In the previous video, we did a stock update on ticker symbol MMAT and also due diligence and stock analysis for ticker symbol ILUS. And if anybody's interested in that, please refer back to the previous video. So before we start today's stock analysis and stock update, just a quick reminder of our $1 Million Challenge. For anybody who does not know, if you have a look at the screen here, this is a journey from an investment of $1,000 to $1 million over a period of 3 years. We're looking at using compound return investing, 201 trades with an average return of 3.5%. We do take into account losses, and in terms of one of the strategies, we have a spreadsheet with low risk stocks in there, looking to achieve a 3.5% return, then an exit. The Discord community is growing, well in excess of 300 now, working together to provide due diligence, trading tips, technical analysis, chart analysis tips, and on the screen here you'll be able to see some of the dedicated areas of the $1 Million Challenge that are available in our Discord community. These include FAQs, an agreement, chat and questions. The stock spreadsheet is available there as well. An area to share your buys, king alerts, queen alerts. These are part of an additional strategy that is shared just in the Discord. And also we have a leaderboard and updates in terms of how everybody is doing in the challenge. And so far we've had some tremendous success. So details in description below if you want to join us on this journey. Okay, so today's stock analysis is a stock update for ticker symbol NLST Netlist. This is a stock that has been featured a few times on the channel. So for more detailed due diligence and information about the stock, please refer back to the previous video. However, for today's video is a response in terms of a number of requests in the comments with regard to an update for the stock. So we're going to have a look at some key updates, and before we do that, I'd like to first of all get a quick update in terms of the chart, what's been happening. So if you have a look at the screen here, we're going to start by having a look at the 3-month chart. So on the screen now you'll be able to see the 3-month chart for Netlist. The key period here is in terms of the bullish run just prior to 22nd of July, where we saw the price go well in excess of $9. I think at one point it reached the price in excess of $9.41, and during this time there was very little pullbacks. It was a very strong and sustained increase in the share price, which gave a lot of confidence to investors, and the volume at this period as well was very close to 2 million. So very bullish period in terms of momentum at that time. However, a lot of investors have questioned what's happened since then. The stock has generally trended downwards. Volume has decreased. So close of play on the Friday, we can see it was closed around about the $5 mark. Volume was also just in excess of 500,000, so quite significantly down from the July period. So is there anything to worry about, and what's the prognosis for the future? Let's look at some of the key developments that we can expect for Netlist. First key update I'd like to share with you here on the screen is from the 17th of September 2021. So what we can see here is there is a motion, and this is in the United States District Court, Northern District of California, and with regards to the case of Netlist versus Google. So there is a declaration of Sandy Shen in support of Google's motion to amend answers and counterclaims. So certainly this looks like Google wishes to change some of its responses and has requested this in terms of a motion from the court. So on the next part of this motion, I'd like to focus on bullet point number 1. So at the top, this is the introduction from the lawyer representing Google, and what he has said is that he is duly licensed to practice law in the state of New York and in the Northern District of California for this matter. So he's an associate at the law firm Quinn, Emanuel, Urquhart and Sullivan, and counsel for defendant Google. So he's representing Google in this matter. He's also said that make the declaration in support of Google's motion to amend, answer and counter claims. So I have personal knowledge of the facts stated here in, and if called to testify, could and would competently testify thereto. So basically what this is suggesting is Google wishes to change some of their answers. Google is also indicating here they may add in some counterclaims. So that's basically giving an indication in terms of they do not agree with everything that was previously stated. They do wish to make some changes. So in my personal opinion, this is also a sign of making a mistake. It's an admission of errors in previous submissions. So overall, certainly a good sign for Netlist. So if we proceed further down in terms of the case, what we can see is Google have presented and attached some additional exhibits. So they've added an exhibit 1, an exhibit 2, exhibit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then on the next page, it continues 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So if we have a look at on the next page here, exhibit 16. So they're saying this is a true and correct copy of a letter from Google Counsel regarding Netlist license agreements dated August 10th, 2021. So at the end, they've said there, I declare under penalty or perjury under the laws of the United States of America that the foregoing is true and correct, and this declaration was executed on September the 17th at Washington, D.C. So let's now have a look at some of the key things within these exhibits presented by Google. So let's move to the final page here and have a look at some of the key exhibits. So the first one I'd like to look at at the top is bullet point number 11, and this is exhibit 10. So this is what Google are saying is a true and correct copy of excerpts from a deposition of a Netlist employee and one of the named inventors of the 912 patent, Dr. J.S. Baxter, taken on September 17, 2010. So the other thing I'd like to focus on is bullet point number 13, which is exhibit 12. They are attaching a true and correct copy of a joint development and license agreement entered on November the 12th, 2015. So certainly looks like Google are presenting a robust defense, or attempting to. Bullet point number 15 is exhibit 14 and a true and correct copy of Google's second supplemental objections and responses to plaintiff Netlist Incorporated's integrities number 1 and 2 that were served on August 30th, 2021. So a lot of changes here being made by Google. And bullet point number 16, which is exhibit 15, they are claiming to attach a true and correct copy of a letter from Netlist Counsel confirming delivery of documents bearing Bates numbers Netlist identified there. And the last one, bullet point number 17, just to finish off, is exhibit 16, a true and correct copy of a letter from Google Counsel regarding Netlist license agreement dated August 10, 2021. And finally, they declare under the penalty of perjury under the laws of the USA that their foregoing is true and correct, and that this declaration was executed on September 17th at Washington, D.C. So that's the latest in terms of this submission for this particular motion. Okay, so let's have a look at the final page here, and this final page is the request from Google. You'll be able to see here is that Google, after making these amendments, have said Google's amended answer to plaintiff's complaint for patent infringement and assertion of counterclaims, and they are requesting a jury trial. So jury trial has been requested. So again, now it's a case of let's see what happens. Is there going to be an agreement or a settlement before this trial, or is there going to be an agreement and settlement in the trial, during the trial, or is there going to be a court victory for Netlist, which I'm certainly confident of. Let's now have a look at some of the key reasons why I'm still very confident of success for Netlist in this motion. So on this page here, we have some key defendant Google LLC answers with regard to the complainant Netlist. And these cover sections such as the jurisdiction and venue, the parties, and also with regard to the assignment. However, the one I'm interested in is at the very bottom, and that is with regard to facts relevant to the claim. So let's have a look at the bottom, bullet point number 7 and number 8. So bullet point number 7, Google is without knowledge or information sufficient to form a belief as to the truth of the allegations of paragraph 7 and therefore denies them. So very strong statement there in terms of a denial from Google. However, this last bullet point number 8 is very, very important in terms of a strong indication in terms of success for Netlist, in my opinion, and that is Google admits the US patent number 7619912, the 912 patent, is titled Memory Module Decoder and bears an issuance date of November the 17th, 2009. Google further admits that what purports to be a copy of the 912 patent was attached to Netlist's complaint as Exhibit 1. So a very strong admission here, and this is one that gives me more confidence in terms of bullish outcome for Netlist. The final thing I'd like to do is share with you some reasons why Google wishes to make some changes. So there is an email. I'm going to share that email with you in this email. It's an email in terms of a chain from Andrew Trabon to Google. So Andrew is representing Netlist and he's emailing the Google team and he's looking at reasons why. So let's now have a look at the details of this email that was sent to Google. Okay, so on the screen here we can see a letter and it's addressed to Deepa. So I'll just summarize this for you here. Thanks for the call. You asked on the call whether Netlist is willing to agree to Google's motion to amend to the extent Google seeks to add intervening rights as a defense. So response in this email thread is, before Google can agree, the parties need to resolve the issue of Google's 8 rank and 16 rank DIMMs. We believe that they have been accused. You believe they have not been accused. Google filed an intervening rights motion that did not include these products. It appears that Google is now attempting to avoid this defect by amending its complaint to add intervening rights defense beyond what is its motion for summary judgment. We need to understand Google's position on this. Separately, if Google will not provide intervening rights discovery on these products, we will need to file a letter with the magistrate. We have discussed this on a live meet and confer already, and so we will prepare a letter brief. So this indicates there are discussions going on between Google and Netlist to and from. It also indicates to me there is we're not close to agreement in terms of settlement. This may be one of the reasons why the share price has been going down. However, what this email thread does tell me that Google are certainly on the defensive. Google are certainly trying their best to either A, extend details of the length of the case in terms of adding in certain factors that will delay things, and also trying to make changes, try to add in updates in terms of amendments. So it's certainly a tactic that Google, it doesn't surprise me what Google are doing, but overall I'm still very confident of success for Netlist, and this is a very strong indication in this email that Netlist are responding very positively, responding very well, and they certainly have a strong legal team, in my opinion, that can certainly bring success to this case. And finally, just to finish off, if anybody's interested in the $1 Million Challenge, details in description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.